YouTube, what's the deal? It's your girl Jahira, and I am back. Back with another news story to discuss with y'all. Now, this particular story for me is both really good news and really sad news. Evidently, as per a video posted on worldstarhiphop.com, there has been new evidence in the case of the murder of Christopher Wallace, also known as Biggie Smalls, and forever known as the notorious b.i.g. There's a pretty extensive news story. This story actually broke earlier today, and I was going to try to make a video about it, but the volume on the video was incredibly low, like low beyond belief. But they have offered an updated version, an updated video, and the volume is much higher. So you can, in fact, hear a good portion of the news story. In this news story, they are suggesting that an LAPD cover-up may be partially responsible, and are particularly interested in two former LAPD officers who appear to have a connection to Death Row Records. Death Row Records, as you know, was the record label that, may he rest in peace, Tupac Shakur was signed to. Now, for me, it's a great thing to hear that we as a generation, because, you know, I can't speak for all of my subtastics. I would never pretend to do so. But for me, Big was the voice of my generation. Big was a journalist and a prophet and a newscaster for what was going on to the disenfranchised, to the inner city population, to those of us, some of us who have had to look up to see rock bottom. He was going to and speaking about the places that newscasters wouldn't go and still don't go to this day. And so for me, it is a great thing to know that we might finally see a light at the end of a tunnel that's, you know, almost, dear God, 14 years old at the end of March this year. He passed away in 1997. And so I'm happy about that, but I'm sad at the same time. I'm sad because, y'all, here we go. I'm sad because so much time has had to pass before we could get to this point. I'm sad because the way the media has sensationalized this story, it's almost become more about, you know, Faith Evans versus Little Kim, or East Coast versus West Coast, or Biggie versus Pac, than what it really should be about, which is Voletta Wallace, Biggie's mother, and his two children, CJ and Tiara. A mother who lost her son, and two children who lost their daddy, and a senseless crime that has yet to be solved. Speaking as a person of color, and speaking as a longtime lover of Biggie, wait, disclaimer, I appreciated his music. I was not. His, you know, folk are coming out of the woodwork nowadays, so let me just put that out there. But I mean, you know, speaking as somebody who appreciated his music with a veracity, I mean, so much to the point that I can't even tell you. It sickens me to think that we can find a man in a hole in the middle of the desert, but we can't find one, disclaimer, my language, motherfucker in a bow tie in a black Chevy Impala in LA. Mind you, like it kills me to no end to think about something like that. Hopefully, God willing, you know, this story will see an end. And you know, Mrs. Wallace and Biggie's children can finally sleep peacefully at night knowing that, you know, the one and ones responsible for this needless death of a man in his 20s will come to justice. That's my prayer. I hope it's yours too. And of course, the link to the video will be posted below. Rest in peace, Big. Rest in peace. I know you're doing it up there. And YouTube, I will be back sooner than you think. One love.